Hey guys, so this is going to be a video me showing you how to use Pearl and Sigmund because both of them can be used in similar ways, so I'm just gonna do that real quickly there. First of all, I would like to clear up something that I mentioned of my last update video, which was for Pearl. And first of all, is that a +1 is crit chance, not crit damage. That's the first thing that I wanted to mention there. So these all together, well, these two together, that's gonna do a lot of damage with her. So 30% crit chance plus the ability for Searcher, the +5, is pretty devastating, and that's what I actually wanted to show you guys when I actually was attacking there in war on those recordings. But there are different ways to actually use her. Pearl, you can straight up shoot 2 times in the same turn, or you can shoot 1 turn, then pass it with 1 stone connection, and then do it again and over and over. And that's something very interesting about red. Red is not exactly the best color for mana, but it has a lot of heroes that can be reused over and over and over. And Pearl, you can use her forever. That's the amazing thing for her when you have her +5. Hopefully you're leveling her, because she is pretty powerful. Very, very powerful. The changes that the devs did is pretty amazing. I would actually say she's a must-have in your red team now. So anyway, let me show you how she is used actually, and with Sigmund and all that. Alright guys, so let's test these guys out. First of all, I like to use this weapon for her, because it already has a 10%, so she's gonna get 30, so it's 40% crit chance. But if I'm going to pair her with Searcher with her +5, it's gonna be 70%. So yeah, that is pretty amazing. But I usually pair her with this. If not, I can pair her with a crit weapon. Let me see which one here. Yeah, I can pair her with this one or with this one here. 25%. That's not enough. Let's just do this one like this. Sigmund, I love to use the bow, because with his 30% comes up, it's going to be 50%, and his damage is devastating when he crits. So yeah, it's pretty amazing for sure. You can actually do a different types of weapon. This is pretty good when you're going through boss and things like that. And Thor, well, Lupita's weapon, so that's a no-brainer, unless he's holding the whip there. So in this case, I'm just gonna put here the gloves, so we can get a good start here. Alright, let me show you how these guys are used. So when you're playing red, the main thing is not so much about mana, but more about how to actually reuse your abilities. All these 3 heroes, even Thor, can get mana filled up again. And if they use Bastet with her +1, she's going to actually get 50% mana. So that's interesting too. So let's show you a few things here. First of all, for Sigmund, if you have him +5, even if you have him +0, you have to take this into account, because he goes off. You can go max times like 2 times. This time we failed. See that? So that's only 1. But it's important to know that he will get 10% of attack each time he goes off there. So let me try to activate him again to not go off of what we're actually talking about. Or maybe he will do it over here. See, this guy went 3 times. That's what usually people will do when they have Sigmund, but the main thing is to try to use Sigmund 2 times. Let's see if we can get it this time. Hopefully. We did get it 2. Okay, we got it 2 times, and we leave him like that. See? So in that situation, we do 1 connection, and then we do 2 more. See? So now we save him, and then we do another connection, and we can do 2 more after that. So that's the main thing about playing these guys. So for Pearl here, you don't have to like have that 25% less chance of actually activating her. You just activate her and that's it. And no matter what happens, she's gonna have 100% mana, which is pretty crazy. And she already has a bunch of buffs: the 30% attack, crit damage, and the 50%. That's pretty nice. So now we used her once. We're gonna do the activation. And in that case, we can use her again. Interesting. For some reason, didn't get the full mana. Oh, that's because we got less mana from this guy. Okay, so that's the exception. You have to take that into account. If you're fighting like Morella or this guy, they're gonna put overload on all your heroes, so that's gonna break things up. So in that case, you can just activate Bastet here and restore that extra mana. So that's what happened. All right, so take 2 on this. All right, you activate her once. There you go. Wow, literally. So that's what happens when when you kill the enemy, pretty much. And I think it's when they're below 50%. Yeah, 50%. Yeah, deals extra damage. Very nice. So pretty much it's the same thing here. So Palmyra is the best one to actually test these things. So the other thing that you have to take into account playing red is Thor here. See, every single turn, you don't have to do anything. She was gonna have all that mana, which is insane, guys, for sure. So when you're playing Thor, in general, you have to make sure that the enemy, this time is Palmyra, has the least amount of life possible. So when he goes off, you'll get 100% mana from him as well, and things like that. That is very, very powerful ability. So let's see if we can get her to live. She didn't. But that's the idea, pretty much. So when you're playing red, you have to take that all into account. So you don't have to have stones 100%. You just have to manage these heroes to make that extra mana and extra turns in every single time, which is very, very powerful. And so if you have Pearl and Sigmund and all that, I do recommend to upgrade them as soon as possible. I've seen people use Pearl even at +0, and they're doing a lot of damage. So go ahead, don't be afraid to get Pearl and to upgrade her. She's very powerful. Yeah, and Sigmund, you know, it's self-explanatory. He's gonna that 10% each time that he goes off is gonna be a moment in which he's gonna have 50%. So with stone damage, that for all red, that's gonna be raised, especially if you play with Alden. So definitely get him as well. He's very, very powerful hero, and most of the time, not all the time, but most of the time, he's not gonna need any mana as well. So yeah, hope this helps, guys. All right, thank you very much for watching. Have a great day. Bye bye.